is our new, surprisingly simple shower drain S+. It is simple to keep clean, and even simpler to keep beautiful. The new ACO Shower Drain S+, surprisingly simple.
Whether you're remodeling a basement, adding a divider wall, or building an addition, save some cash by installing your own drywall. We'll show you basic steps for hanging drywall on wall studs. When it comes to sizes, 5/8 inch is heaviest and most soundproof. 1/2 inch is the most common type used for walls and ceilings. 3/8 inch is best to cover existing walls for a remodel, and 1/4 inch is the choice for curves. Before hanging, cover electrical and plumbing lines with nail protector plates. When installing, you want the least number of seams as possible. Usually that means hanging the panels horizontally. Use the largest pieces you can handle and stagger any vertical joints. Don't place any seams at corners of doorways or windows, they'll crack. Place them near the middle of the opening. Also, leave a 1/2 inch gap at the floor. Starting with the top row, apply adhesive to the studs. Adhesive prevents popped nail heads. Hold the first sheet horizontal against the ceiling and corner and drive a few nails in just to hold it. The vertical edges need to attach to studs. Measure and mark the next piece. Make it about 1/4 inch short. You don't want to force it into place. Score the front side, snap it, and cut the paper backing. Smooth the rough edges with a rasp. Position the piece and tack a few ring nails in to hold it. You'll cover them later with joint compound. Mark the studs and drive screws. The screw heads should be just below the paper. Drywall drills make this happen every time. Space the screws about 16 inches apart in the middle and 8 inches apart along the vertical joints. Keep them at least 3/8 inch from the edge. For the bottom row, hold the panel in place using a foot lift to keep it a 1/2 inch off the floor, and tack some nails in to hold it. Hang the next panel and drive in all the screws. When you run into electrical boxes, measure from the top panels, transfer the measurements to the new piece, and cut with a drywall saw. To cut out windows and doors, hang the top row of drywall and cut the excess with a saw. Then hang the bottom panels and cut the remaining excess. For inside corners, don't force the pieces tight together. For outside corners, let the panel overhang the corner on one side. Hang the adjacent panel against the back side, and then cut the excess. Finishing the seams is next. Have patience with this step. It can take practice. Cover all of the vertical joints first, then the factory tapered seams, then the corners. Apply mesh tape to the flat seams. With a 6-inch drywall knife, spread pre-mixed compound over the center of the vertical seams. Remove any excess by feathering the edges. Press the outside edge of the knife against the wallboard, letting the joint side rest on the tape, and remove the compound. Do the horizontal seams next. Now the inside corners. Apply joint compound on each side. Crease paper tape along the center line and press it into place with your fingers. Run your knife carefully down one side, then the other. Don't cut the tape. Now the outside corners. Cut paper-faced bead to fit. Apply a layer of compound to the corner. Press the bead into place with your fingers. Then run your drywall knife over the bead, ensuring a tight fit and removing excess compound. Finish the first coat by covering the fasteners. The first coat doesn't have to be perfect, just don't leave any excess. Let it dry for about 24 hours. For the fill coat, use a 6-inch knife to cover the tape with joint compound about 3/16 inch thick on the vertical seams. Use a 10-inch knife to feather the edges, then lightly run the knife over the middle. The vertical seams aren't tapered, so you'll need to feather the compound about 14 to 16 inches wide to make it blend with the wall. Now cover the horizontal seams. The feathered compound should be about 10 to 12 inches wide. Next are the inside corners. Feather the compound along one side with a 6-inch knife. You'll do the other side on the third coat. For outside corners, use the corner of the bead as a guide and apply the compound to both sides with a 10-inch knife, feathering out past the previous coat. Then cover the fasteners again. Let the fill coat dry for 24 hours. Before applying the finish coat, lightly sand the joints with 120 grit sandpaper if necessary. Wet sponges or vacuum sanders reduce the amount of dust. The finish coat means no tool marks. Check the vertical seams with the flat edge of the trowel to see how far you need to feather out the joints. Apply joint compound to all the seams and feather the edges again. This coat should be about 16 to 18 inches wide. On the inside corners, apply compound to the side that you didn't coat yet. The outside corners might not need another coat, but check with your knife and cover the fasteners if needed. Let it dry for 24 hours and lightly sand. For a pro finish, apply a skim coat. Roll on a thin down finish compound over a 4-foot section. Then use a 12-inch knife to remove the compound. Let it dry and lightly sand. Now just apply a special drywall primer sealer and finish with paint. Installing your own drywall can help you save a lot of money, and with a little patience, you can get great results. Want more great ideas and how-tos? Go to lowes.com/howto or just click to subscribe. Next, check out how to repair drywall.